Aren't you happy we both got good eyebrows?
Yeah, I guess that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Let me tell you what you need tonight. A little something to whet your appetite, and it's gonna make you feel alright. Sweet Gravy and Carmen Kirk, check 'em out as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast. This is Angelo. And I hope you like the show. Wow. Wow, yeah.
Ooh, Carmen, welcome back to another episode of Sweet Gravy. Thank you for being here.
Oh, okay.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Mm-hmm.
All those things.
Yeah, to everybody listening, happy holidays.
It's we here, we're not gonna get a white Christmas, but it'll be gray.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. That's what the weather says for Christmas. I don't think anybody getting a white Christmas this year.
Nobody?
I mean,
There's
not
just the
people,
Canadians?
not people we know for sure. Yeah, it's not gonna. I don't know. It might surprise us. You never know. Hopefully,
Uh-huh.
I like a white Christmas.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like the snow falling on Christmas. It's nice. It's
Uh-huh.
a nice little touch, I
Right.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talk about moving at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Now I tell you, Carmen, there was a theater in Hollywood, California.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Steve Allen Theater, and it was a little tiny place, real small. It was just like a little stage,
Mm-hmm.
and it would fit like 50 people,
Mm-hmm.
like tops. Like a lot of like alt comedy would go there
Mm-hmm.
and do stuff, and the theater was about to close down, and I went to go see, right before it was going to close, I went to go see Kate Micucci
Mm-hmm.
playing with Micucci.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like where she got her start,
Mm-hmm.
her and Garfunkel and Oates,
Yeah.
and I went down there, and I had a buddy who lived in Hollywood, but his dad was in town or something, so I couldn't crash at his place. Typically, I'd sleep on the couch,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had to stay at a hotel, Carmen. You know what hotel I stayed at whenever I was in Hollywood, California at this time?
What hotel?
I stayed at the Standard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Carmen, it was the best hotel experience of my life. It was so cool. At the time, somebody had stolen my credit card information and had taken a trip to Ireland and rented a car. And I was about to go on this trip to go see Playing with Micucci.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to call the bank every time I wanted to use my card and tell them, I'm about to use my card. And then they would shut it down.
They shut everything down.
And the Standard was really nice about, I'm like, hey, I got to call this hotel and then I can use my card. And they're like, oh, that's kind of weird, but okay. And then I got into the room. There was like a girl in like lingerie in a glass case behind the front desk, like reading a magazine. Super cool stuff, Carmen.
That's what a slut.
So,
Slutty. Just sitting in the fucking box reading.
sitting in a
magazine.
box reading a magazine. Wouldn't you like that job?
I mean, but I don't think they pay that much.
You're getting paid for not much.
Yeah, you're just sitting.
Yeah, you're
there.
not getting paid
Yeah,
much,
but people
you're
are
not
looking
getting paid
at
for
you.
much.
People are gawking at you. Like, that's a task right there.
Well, it's just a piece of the furniture, Carmen.
Yeah, I guess.
So, how much do you pay a chair? You pay $100 the one time.
If the chair breathing, you got to pay them more than that.
So, the Standard is starting a new venture.
Mm-hmm.
The Standard Residencies. They're opening up a condo in Miami. I think we gotta move to the because my experience in this hotel was so much fun. I think we might want to live in a
Florida?
standard Miami.
Kirk, if you want to move to Florida, whenever you say it, just know we can move to Florida. I'm down for it.
Uh-huh.
But you say that you're gonna be too hot.
It's going to be hot. But if you're staying in the stand, oh man, we might be too old to be in such a hip place.
Well,
Because the
first
thing
off,
about the standard
if you
hotels
stand in
they're
places,
hip,
yeah,
you know?
but it's gonna be air conditioning.
Right.
The car will have air conditioning. The businesses have air conditioning.
Uh-huh.
So the only time you're hot is when you're outside.
Right. So I just need to never be outside.
Right.
Right.
Don't get a job working outside.
Don't
either,
get a job
'cause
outside.
Then you get sweat ass.
Yeah.
when you do that.
Oh man. I
Damn.
get those streaks.
My whole thing is the reason why I want multiple seasons is for the bugs.
Uh-huh.
Like our weather has been up and down lately. It'll be warm one day, like literally the day after it snowed, everything started to melt.
Mhm.
It got warm outside, and then it was just raining down our driveway of all the snow melting. And then the next day, freezing rain.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't even walk to work because the
Right.
sidewalks were too icy. I had to walk in the street. It was
We live on a hill, and to get to the car, I basically stood on the top and just slide my way down.
yeah.
I didn't even take any steps. I was just like, okay,
Oh, that was me the whole way.
just skating on down.
Yeah, I almost died a couple times on the way to work, but it's been warming up, so it'll be like cold, and then it'll be a random day where it's like 50 and or 40 some degrees. Definitely different from that usual 20.
Right.
So it keeps on going back and forth, and then you know what? When one of those days it warmed up a few days ago, I saw a mosquito,
Oh no.
and it was moths by our light,
Uh-huh.
and I saw
Oh, no.
and I saw a gnat at work.
And then that
And I
too?
was like, "What the fuck?" Now the bugs then came back because it's getting
They
warm.
all around.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Oh,
and I
man.
saw a bee by the bushes.
Oh, bee?
Kirk,
Uh-huh.
why the fuck is it these bugs right now? It's December. It's almost Christmas, and that's the reason why I like the seasons, to get rid of the bugs for some.
Get rid of the bugs, but you still got the birds.
I know, but it's not as many.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I've been seeing a lot of birds, so I'm not gonna.
We went
They're
to
not
the-
gone yet.
We went to the grocery store yesterday, and there was somebody threw some food in the middle of the road,
It looked like somebody dropped something out their bag that
Right.
busted on the ground at the grocery
and
store.
the birds were trying to eat it, but it was in the middle of the car, in the middle of the driving lane, and so like a bird would like swoop down,
Yeah,
grab something, and then the car would come, and then they'd fly away. And
but they were coming down, and we were
coming
walking. We didn't have a car
And there
because
was-
we
there-
already parked.
There was no way for us to get around it, and you're like, "This is my nightmare." You said.
Yeah, when I in the morning time, sometimes, especially around this season, people feel inclined. Let's feed the birds. They didn't fly south for the winter, so they need help. So people want to just be giving them food and shit.
Right.
And a lot of mornings when I'm walking to work, I might stop at 7-Eleven and get a bottle of water or just something simple like that. Maybe a breakfast sandwich from 7-Eleven.
Right. Nasty.
A burger.
Disgusting.
A disgusting ass burger.
Get a burger from 7-Eleven.
Yeah, whatever. I might grab something in the morning to have for breakfast. And a lot of times the parking lot is littered with birds, but you can see them from down the street, like making noise, flying around. It's like hundreds of them.
Right.
And they're all in the parking lot. And the one lady I was like, why are all these birds here? She was like, the guy came, opened up his car, and just threw all the bread out and pulled off. Why the fuck you doing that?
I don't know.
Isn't that weird to you? Isn't
is
that
weird.
strange that people just like, today I'm gonna just bring all this bread and like bird seed and like whatever I have stashed in my house and just throw it in 7-Eleven's parking lot in the middle of it.
Right.
How do you think that's okay?
Maybe the 7-Eleven people made him mad. Maybe his
I don't know, something.
Maybe his his car got towed. That
That could be it,
7-Eleven.
too.
That 7-Eleven. They're because there's
Oh, they'd get you.
there's a brewery right next to the 7-Eleven. There's a like a Mexican barbecue place across the street, and there's no real like place to park. But that 7-Eleven has a few spots there, and people will park there, and then they've got a guy that they call. And I remember I was going to the 7-Eleven, and there was a woman on the phone. She was yelling at the cashier. She's talking on the phone. She's like, "They stole my car." They stole it. Somebody at the 7-Eleven stole my car, and then the cashier.
Like, yeah, we're just stealing cars.
The cashier lady's like, we didn't steal it. We got it towed. Here's the number you call to go pay for it and pick it up. And she's like, they're saying they towed it. Is that stealing?
Hey, girl. I don't know. It's something about me like, okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely that person that'll park wherever I want to and just hope to God I don't get towed. I'm definitely one of those people who's been towed before.
Right.
Who I've never been towed, but I should have been. But when I see these people getting towed, I light up inside.
Right.
I'm like, get their ass.
Get 'em.
Because people
Because-
here have the audacity to just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, the most recently I was inside, and then the tow man's like, hey, I'm here to take whoever's not here. And the guy points, he's like, this car, this car, this car. And then a woman comes running from across the
Oh,
street.
yeah. She was getting over there quick. This black
She
lady, I was
goes-
like, look at her ass.
She's
trying
like
to-
running over to her car. She's like, don't tell me. Where's she going to go? Did she pay her bill at the place across the street?
I mean, she's at the African hair braiding place. She could just
Oh,
go
she-
back in. It's like, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, they're
I
going
gotta
to tow
go.
my car.
I gotta go
Oh,
get my
man.
car. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but people here have this. I don't feel like it's not much crime here. It's a pretty easy city to live in, so it
Right.
gives people that false sense of security and that gall and audacity to do certain things. Like, okay, I know cars are coming, but I'm just gonna walk across because I'm a pedestrian, and you
Right.
guys have no choice but to stop.
Right.
Like, people do shit like that here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when I see somebody getting towed, I'm like, yeah, get her.
Get him.
Get him. You know what I'm a little bit upset about?
What?
They were doing at this little brewery that we have down the street from us. They were doing on Mondays these hot dogs, the hot dog station. And they were like, every Monday we're going to have these hot dogs from this hot dog place. And I got one, and it was amazing.
It was a
Kurt.
good dog.
They fried it in a fryer.
Uh-huh.
So it was like, but it wasn't a hot dog. It was like a big ass Polish sausage.
Uh-huh.
And it was fried in a fryer with all these toppings, sauerkraut and mustard and onions and all these little cool toppings they made.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, every Monday. And then you know what? Every
They never-
Monday I've been looking. And they only
don't
did it
do
one
it.
Monday.
Yeah.
They didn't do it no more.
It's like the Portland Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
They had the cheesesteak man,
Rebel cheesesteak.
and he'd show up, what, once a week?
I mean, yeah, he fluctuated with, because they would have multiple people there. So it might be a guy, the burger guy there one day.
Right.
One day the cheesesteak. But the cheesesteak guy, like, he was one of the food trucks they called more often.
Uh-huh.
So maybe sometimes a couple times a week. But definitely on the weekends.
Cheesesteak man. Gotta
Yeah.
go down and get the cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Best cheesesteak
It was
ever.
pretty good.
It is
It was
good.
a pretty good cheesesteak.
You don't like this, like, Kurt don't like sweet food. So that's a difficulty I have when I'm cooking for him. Like, okay, we're eating yams or sweet potatoes. Like, oh,
Right.
that's too sweet.
I don't like that. Sometimes sweet stuff's fine. Like what?
I made those carrots and I put brown sugar on them.
Oh man, they were so sweet.
Oh
it
my,
was the
Kurt.
worst.
Carrots are naturally sweet, first
Uh-huh.
off.
Yeah, and then you add extra.
Yeah, because they're caramelized carrots.
No, I couldn't handle it.
See, you're difficult, man. Like, cooking for you are a nightmare because you don't like vegetables and you don't like sweet. And those are two hard things to avoid.
I do like vegetables.
No, you don't like vegetables.
I just don't like the way that you add all the butter to the vegetables.
Okay, but I stopped doing that. Kirk, besides the butter, you don't like
And the salt.
vegetables. Like,
You made broccoli one time.
okay,
and,
don't.
and this broccoli had so much salt in it, like I could taste the crystals. Like it was crunchy.
Okay, I might have overdid it.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some. I
That's
don't do
right.
everything perfect.
Uh-huh.
But in general, I don't think you don't like vegetables the way I do.
Right. I want them raw.
Yeah, but we need to cook them if we're having a meal.
Yeah, but I don't want canned green beans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want canned corn.
So good though.
You know, I'd rather have just like some raw veggies.
Yeah, no, but that's when you're cooking food, you have to have some vegetables that are cooked,
I
and
get
that's
it.
just part of it.
I understand.
You didn't have to eat your green vegetables before you got dessert when you were a kid.
I feel like whenever I was growing up, we didn't have like crazy desserts all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a time whenever I guess I didn't like what was made for dinner, and I wouldn't eat much. And then like 20 minutes later, I would ask for a snack, and like my parents had to kind of put a stop up to that because
But
like,
then you gotta
just
tell
ate
them,
it."
if you guys made better dinner, I wouldn't be asking for a snack in 10 minutes.
Right.
But the dinner's not that good, and I don't want to eat it. But you can't say that,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
I was opposite than that.
Uh-huh.
My mom was like, "You ate everything. You ain't
Right.
we didn't have to tell you to wait on like you ate the vegetables. You ate everything on the plate." She used to always say like, "Oh yeah, and you did a little dance too when you got your food."
Uh-huh.
That's funny because I've gained weight now because my metabolism changed, but the same habits that I have
Right.
are the same.
Right.
I still eat whatever I want,
Uh-huh.
and I probably got to change those things.
Maybe.
Or I have to do something different.
Right.
So I was thinking about hot yoga.
Hot yoga.
hmm
Yeah.
I just don't know how beneficial that is. Like, what's the difference between doing hot yoga and just sitting in the sauna? And
Well,
going
you're moving your body.
I know, but how
you're-
much movement is yoga really? Are you getting any muscles? Like, are
Yeah,
you really losing
you
weight?
get into a position and you strengthen those muscles, you know? There are certain poses and stuff that you can't do at a beginner. You got to learn to do them.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, stretching your body like that, is that gonna? And you're doing it in the heat. Are you gonna lose some weight doing
Well,
that?
you would have to, I would imagine you would do hot yoga to supplement whatever you're doing regularly. I wouldn't think that it's the main course.
Okay.
You know, it's
Yeah.
the vegetable maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So maybe I probably should get a gym membership. Then just, I'm not about to have time to do anything like that once school start back. But maybe our gym at school will open back up, and I can go to that one.
Right.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go and then hang out with the girls, like baseball team or something, and be like, "Hey, can I work out with y'all?"
Right.
But they don't be liking people to do that.
Uh-huh.
Be like, no, this is our workout
Yeah,
session.
don't waste their time.
Yeah, so let me just sit in the corner and participate. Y'all don't gotta look at me or nothing.
Right.
Yeah, they'll probably be like, "No, outsider."
Uh-huh.
Like,
Get
you
out
guys
of here.
ain't that fucking good anyways. I
You
be
can't
seeing
hit a
y'all games. Y'all
softball.
be losing. The guys win, but the girls be losing, and I be like, "Damn, look at them." Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, what I saw at my school that was really cool.
What was it?
So I'm walking probably like a week ago or the last time I was at school. I am walking to the chow hall to grab some breakfast.
Mhm.
And I'm looking over and it looked like little gray foxes in the baseball field. Because we have really like 3 large fields at our school. It looked like little foxes, but they're just sitting there. And I'm like, what the fuck is them animals over there?
Mhm.
So when I went into the chow hall, I asked the guy that's in charge of everything, I said, "What's them animals sitting in that field?" And he was like, "Those are dogs." He's like, "They're like scarecrows for the birds. They're not actual animals. They're just plastic, like fixtures, like
Right.
scarecrows for the birds, so the birds don't shit on the field."
Right.
It's like, what? They look real. They look like real foxes. I was so scared. I was like walking fast, like they better not look at me.
Uh-huh.
It was just plastic little scarecrow
Just some
dogs.
plastic dogs.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh yeah, the coach does that to keep the birds off the field."
Mhm.
Like, that's pretty interesting. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So, you went to see the new Spider-Man movie?
Oh, Spider-Man. No Way Home,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called. Yeah. No Way Home? Yeah. It was pretty good.
What you think about it? You
was
think
good.
it was the best one so far?
It was a good Spider-Man movie. Probably no spoilers
Why not?
because
Oh, spoil it, Kurt.
No.
Just go ahead. And
no
do it.
spoilers, but it was probably the best Spider-Man movie that they've made.
Did you tell David what happened?
No?
Oh, you should have spoiled it.
No,
Sorry, David.
you
Spoil
can't.
it on your ass.
No, you can't do that. It was a very a lot of audiences were very happy with everything.
I heard really good things. Everybody
There
on
were
my
cheers.
Facebook who saw it was saying like, "Oh my God, it was so good."
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. And then watched the new Matrix movie.
Yeah.
You know,
With Keanu little ugly ass.
the little ugly ass.
I don't like Keanu Reeves.
Why?
I don't know, but I'm not allowed to say it because people always go off on me when I say that.
His new like long hair, bearded look. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like there was a time whenever, well, 15 years ago, where Keanu was, short hair, clean shaven.
I liked on that movie Hardball. I liked him in Hardball.
The baseball movie.
Yeah.
Well, this new Matrix movie, it was probably the second best Matrix movie.
You think
It
so?
was.
And nothing beat the first one. The first one was pretty dope.
The first Matrix movie was revolutionary.
Yeah.
They changed the way that movies are made.
Mm-hmm.
Like
There's so many graphics and so many dynamics to it too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ain't never seen nothing like this before.
And then the sequels came out, and it was kind of
Lackluster.
they put too much CGI in there. Like there's a big fight scene where Keanu fights all these Mr. Smiths, and they look like cartoons. And they could probably do it today and make it look a lot better. But back then, it just looked like claymation people, and it just didn't look right. But this Matrix, I really enjoyed it. You have to go in saying, it's not going to be as good as the first one, and you just kind of just be like, oh, it's a new Matrix story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I liked it.
It's crazy because those two movies, and then I'm sure you've seen you've probably watched in the last 7 days, like 6 movies.
What?
You watched a lot of movies in the last few days.
You think
Matrix
so?
and Spider-Man all in the same week? That's a lot.
Different weeks, because I watched Spider-Man on Saturday.
Okay, if you want to put it like that.
Right.
I'm talking about in the last 7 days. You had a lot of movie watching going on.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, you're a movie guy. I think it's cool.
Yeah. And Christmas weekend, I plan to watch Licorice Pizza. Super excited about that. New Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Oh, it's going to be great. It is.
I don't know who that is.
Paul Thomas Anderson?
No, I don't know who that is.
He's a director. He did Boogie Nights, The Master, Magnolia. That one was very good. Phantom Thread. There Will Be Blood.
I don't know none of those.
Oh, they're all great movies.
I'm sorry, Kirk. I wish
right.
I was more knowledgeable about movies, but I'm just not a movie person.
You've seen me. You've watched me watch The Master before.
Yeah,
the
probably.
Joaquin Phoenix movie.
Yeah,
with it's.
I like Joaquin
It's
Phoenix.
Loosely based off of the character that Philip Seymour Hoffman plays is Lancaster Dodd. Loosely based off of L. Ron Hubbard. He basically starts his own little religious type thing.
Well, it's a good thing that Joaquin Phoenix is doing movies, because he'd probably be a serial killer or something if
Why
he
do you
wasn't.
say that?
He just got the face for something devious.
It's that hair lip.
He got that devious face
He got
where,
that lip
yeah,
thing going on.
no, and his eyes and nose too. He got that devious look, like he's up to no good.
There's a movie he was in. He was just a little side character on it, but it was called U-Turn. Sean Penn gets stuck in this town, and all the people that are in the town are weirdos and just crazy. And Joaquin Phoenix is dating Claire Danes, and he's got this TNT shaved into the back of his head. It just says TNT, and he's like, you know why they call me TNT? Because when I get mad, I explode. It's so goofy.
Yeah. I think that, I don't know, I like him, but he'd definitely be something else if he wasn't an actor. He got the perfect face for acting.
Right.
And then I just saw something online about Macaulay Culkin doing a reboot or something to Home Alone. I'm not sure what it was that I saw, but it was this picture floating around of him dressed in Home Alone clothes as an adult. And then it showed him back then. So I wonder if they're why that's popping up. Might be something in the works. I got to check it out.
I don't think so. They put out a new Home Alone movie on Disney Plus.
Macaulay, you got
Home Sweet Home Alone.
Macaulay Culkin is one of my favorite actors. You know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you like Party Monster.
Because Party Monster is the best movie ever made, Kurt.
What about Page Master?
I love Page Master.
I feel like
too.
Page Master, that was the last Macaulay Culkin super hit.
I mean, what was first? Was it The Good Son? Was that first?
Oh, yeah.
Before Page Master?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He
what
and Elijah
sequence.
Wood, they were little boys.
Yeah, but I mean, Page Master was a little boy. He did a lot of kid movies, a lot of kid stuff.
Yeah.
I think past what? He didn't go past 13, maybe. Around 13, 14. You ain't see Macaulay no more doing shit. He did all that stuff as a kid.
He was in a movie called Saved, where he was a wheelchair kid.
I didn't see that one.
I think Mandy Moore's in it too.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but I did see Party Monster. and he did a good job with that movie.
I remember you told me that you liked the movie Party Monster, and I was like, ugh.
You know how I came across that movie?
Your mom.
Yeah, my mom just happened to make me a movie. She was like, I don't know what you like. I just picked out some movies that popped up that they said these are popular movies right now. This popped up, so I just made it.
Right.
And I watched Party Monster, and I was like, oh my God, it's the best movie ever.
It was atrocious.
It's
It was so bad.
But he did a good job as portraying what actually
but
happened.
the movie's so cheesy.
It's cheesy, but
And
that actually
it's
happened.
made on such a low budget. Like there's a scene whenever like you see like people that aren't in like costume because they're just filming it out in the street. You know? I hate that.
But if you actually
And then-
see the story of what happened, the movie
And then that
looks
guy's
just like
got
what
the
happened.
eye patch. Mm-hmm. He just looks like a pirate. Silly.
But if you see the characters of the actual what the movie is based upon, the movie
I've
makes
seen
sense.
them.
Right.
You made me watch them.
Yeah. So
The
the
first
movie, that
Christmas we
low
spent
budget
together.
movie makes sense because those videos of them back then, if you go look them up, that's all low budget. That was before all the good stuff came out.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know who was it. It was Gerardo Rivera's show that they was on,
No,
right?
it was
Or Greg Gerardo,
Phil Donahue.
Phil Donahue. Yeah.
You remember the first Christmas we spent together?
Mm-hmm.
We were in Santa Monica,
Mm-hmm.
and you saw that man clean his hair in the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, "What is this place?" You're like, "This
Yeah,
place
Santa
is
Monica was one of the
you're like,
weirdest.
this place is
places
so
I've been.
uppity and rich, and then that man's washing his hair in the fountain."
Well, I've seen a lot of weird stuff. First off, every time we went outside, people kept talking to us.
Uh-huh.
They were so intrigued that we looked different.
Right.
Like this white guy and this black girl, what are they doing together? I must talk to them.
And we were outside of the hotel, and a guy on a bike stopped, and he was telling us a story about how people are liars, and then he was telling us that he just drove like a Maserati.
Like, yeah, such as it was just
And-
like, get the fuck away from us.
And I asked him if your eyes were black. Because I say that your eyes are black, like you don't have pupils, they're just black eyes, you know? And he looked at you and he said, "They're dark."
Like, dude, get the fuck away from us. I didn't understand the whole time I was there. I was so baffled at what was going on there.
Uh-huh.
Like, I would go outside and smoke, and then I look across the street, and it's a lady. So it's these business people walking past, and they have these nice suits and
Right.
nice business attire on, and they're talking on their phones. They look, like they got some money.
Right.
Walking past, and then right behind them, it's a black girl with her hair all over the place, no shoes on, with a fucking blanket, no clothes, just a blanket, walking down the street behind them.
Right.
How the fuck do that exist in the same world? Why is this lady with no clothes walking behind these people in business suits talking? Like it just made no sense.
That's the West Coast.
And then the guy is over there cleaning it. You got people like tourists that you could tell are rich, nice cars, brand new cars driving around. Then a guy just cleaning his hair in a nice elephant water fountain.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck is going on here? You could have go to McDonald's and did that. Why are you here doing it?
Right.
And then that lady harassed me. Remember that lady who was asking for a cigarette?
Yeah, on the boardwalk, Venice Beach boardwalk.
Yeah. I used to try to not freak out so much because you don't like that. You don't like when I freak out or draw attention or make waves, as you call it, but I can't help myself.
Right.
People are rude as fuck. You gotta
Yeah.
say something.
You were smoking a cigarette, and she was like, "Hey, can I get a cigarette?" And you just kept walking.
Yeah, that's my strategy. Don't respond.
And then she was like, "Habla español." And you were like, "I speak. I hear you. I'm not gonna talk to you." And then she yelled at you back, like you weren't expecting that. You want to have the last word. You want because, as you say, I got this little smart mouth. You know.
Yeah,
And
but
I-
she's asking me for something. How the fuck you gonna be telling me? She's getting an attitude at me because I won't give her a cigarette, as
That's
if she deserve a cigarette
Yeah,
from me.
you slighted her.
Yeah,
Right.
bitch, you better fuck off.
Yeah.
Go get it. That's the thing. If I give cigarettes to everybody and then people be like, I pay you for a cigarette. I'm like, all right, $2. Okay, so you don't want to buy a cigarette. You just want one for free. You're not expecting somebody to say, okay, $2. Now you're looking dumb. Now you think I'm a bitch because I charged you $2 for a cigarette. So if I was to charge people 50, because people want to pay 50 cents for a cigarette. If I was to take 50 cents from 5 people in a day, I can't get another pack with that. I just got a bunch of loose change in my pocket.
Right.
It doesn't do me any good. So I don't want to do it. I just don't respond back.
You know, it's because of the people that are hanging out on the Venice boardwalk. There's a street. So you got the boardwalk, then there's all the businesses in the storefront, and then there's like an alleyway that runs down parallel. And if I was walking through there, I would walk through that alleyway rather than on the street because there's less people. Nobody's asking you for anything. But one time, and this was back when I was a smoker, Carmen, before I quit the habit. A man, he stopped me and he said, "Hey man, can I get a cigarette?" And I said, "No, sorry man." And then I walk away, and I had a second pack in my back pocket. And he was like, "Man, I see you got a pack in your front pocket, and then you got a second one in the back pocket, and you don't give me one? You got 40 cigarettes over there?
And I can't have one of them?
I can't have one of them?
Why do you feel so fucking entitled? Like, oh my God, you could just go get a cigarette as well. Go beg on the street for 10 minutes.
That's what he's doing.
Okay, well, you're not.
He is doing that.
You're not doing that properly either. Your ass don't deserve it. Like, it's one of those things where, like, you can't, when you have habits and you can't afford them, you probably got to drop those habits.
Right.
Like, my dad is big on that. Like, how the fuck you got a habit you can't afford? It makes no sense. You smoke cigarettes, but then you always begging for cigarettes. Then stop smoking cigarettes. Like, he doesn't get it.
Yeah, you're worried about putting gas in the tank, but you buy that carton for 50. Well, how much is a carton these days? They got to be close to $100.
80 bucks, about 80.
Wow.
And the last time I got a carton, it was upwards 80, 90 bucks.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
No
I mean,
way.
a pack of cigarettes is 10 bucks. If you get 10 packs in a carton, that's 100 bucks. And the little discount you get is like, $93 instead of 100.
Right.
So it's not much of a discount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I was telling a kid at the dispensary here, I was like, well, because he's like, do you have menthol? I was like, yeah. He was like, they're still doing that here? I was like, they haven't cut it out here. I mean, in Massachusetts, they don't do menthol. But I was like, considering the fact that the COVID is spiking right now, everybody fucking getting it, maybe they'll relax about the cigarettes for now.
I don't think so.
Maybe you guys can focus on other things because that's the least of your worries is fucking cigarettes.
Yeah. The weird thing is, so they want to get rid of all the flavored tobacco is what it is. So menthol, they say is a big target, but also like chewing tobacco and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that comes in flavors.
Yeah.
But whenever everybody's vaping now, and that's like the thing about it is the flavors. Like, why?
You're going to fuck up the whole vape industry.
Right.
Nope.
Who wants a cigarette flavored vape?
Nobody do.
Nobody.
But I mean, that's like I said, maybe because of COVID spiking right now, they'll focus on something else for a while and don't focus on the cigarettes. And then that kid was like, you know what's fucking crazy? He was like, in London, they say that cigarette smokers are having a better outcome with COVID because it's inflammatory in the cigarettes, and that helps with, they're seeing like COVID symptoms, variations, I guess, in smokers. It was like, so actually, cigarettes help people.
Yeah. That sounds like a real smart man.
Yeah, I don't know. That was his information. He's like, that's the article I read. They said cigarettes is not killing people, it's helping people survive the COVID.
Yeah.
So maybe they won't bother the cigarettes. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Okay.
Whatever, I'll take it. Whatever you say, I'm okay with that. Make me feel better about the whole situation.
Yeah.
If they start getting rid of menthol cigarettes, then I'm going to have to be calling my family in Detroit to get them shipped out.
You're going to have to ship them out.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Because,
man.
dude, the Arabics in Detroit, they're not about to play with y'all. They're not about to let y'all just take the cigarette industry away from them. You know how important Newports is to the Arabic people in Michigan? That's their whole fucking business.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to have some stash. They're going to be selling them still. They're going to be selling them a long time after the ban. The ban will be canceled by the time they ran out.
Prohibition is over.
Yeah, prohibition is over. What you think happens when you ban stuff? People still make it, and they still sell it for the low. And that's what happens.
Right.
So you're just making something else that people are going to, like, go after if you ban cigarettes.
Yeah.
So
that desire's still there. Just
yeah,
because
people. You know how many fucking people smoke menthol cigarettes and you get rid of them? What do you think happens with all these people? You're gonna see angry folks for a while. People are gonna just be smashing windows or punching women on the street like that man.
It'll be crazy times.
Yeah, just randomly slapping people. Like, why did he slap her? Menthol cigarettes.
Menthol cigarettes. They took away my menthols.
That's so funny. I just saw this video online. Some people went to, I'm not sure if it was Popeyes or a KFC, one of those places. I won't say which one, but somebody got a piece of chicken and it was a whole chicken head in there.
I saw that
fried.
today.
Who was
KFC.
it from? KFC?
Yeah.
They got a whole chicken head in there?
They got a chicken head. Yeah. Looked like a sleepy chicken too.
I mean, it's a mistake. You can see that happening when
yeah.
you sell as much chicken as you do.
Yeah.
A little head got in there.
Hey.
But to give it to somebody, the workers are negligent for that because you didn't see that fucking head in there when you put it in that box. Or were you like, fuck it, I'm about to give it to him?
Give him the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be funny. We about to go viral, y'all. Give him the chicken head.
You know, the funny thing about that, the going viral is, and we can wrap it up on that. But on the Matrix movie, okay, so back to the Matrix Resurrections. We talked a couple weeks ago about that woman that peed on that man on the concert.
The singer, yeah.
The singer for the band Brass Against. Well, guess what song plays at the ending credits of this new Matrix movie?
That song?
One of that band's songs.
Is it good?
It's a cover of Rage Against the Machine. Wake Up. But isn't that weird that
she peed on a man on stage?
I tell you all the time that everything's planned out and that all these things are connected. Like, that's one that, like, okay, a couple weeks ago, we hear about this band who nobody had ever even heard of. The singer pees on the people, and then she's got a song at the end of The Matrix.
But
one
see,
of the
that's
biggest
the thing.
movies of
She
the year.
probably already had that song on there before she peed on the guy. And these things are, like, naturally connected. I feel like it's the same thing.
You don't think that there's some devious planning going on?
No, okay, I think
we're going to start a riot, even if it's just her. Even if she's like, I got that song at the end of The Matrix.
Kirk, I think that that shit was already at the end of The Matrix. And then she just...
It could be, but then...
She's a nasty girl. And
she peed on the man.
She peed on a guy. First off, you pulled your pants down in front of all these people in the world to see and peed on a man's face. And then your excuse was, I told him I had to pee and they told me to keep going. You a grown ass woman. I gotta pee. Y'all gotta wait.
But the show must go on, Carmen.
That's fine. It can go on after I pee because look what happened to you. Then the rest of the band put out a statement and was like, that is not what we do. We have no clue why she felt
we don't know why she did it. And it
like,
shan't happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you guys I had to pee.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Pee on yourself, girl. Say I had to pee. That looks a little bit better than peeing on the man's face.
Right.
And then it was like, oh, he enjoyed it and he was like slinging it on
he
the
was
crowd.
Slinging it. Yeah.
Oh,
he was like, ah! he was drinking it in.
Yeah,
so they say.
Ridiculous. Well, it's the holiday season, and I can't wait till we do the next podcast and talk about some of the cool gifts.
Yes.
That we got.
We'll do a wrap up.
Yeah.
Of the unwrapping.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Sweet Gravy Podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can also check us out on YouTube and every other streaming platform.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.